Been about 6 months since I made my last video, so today I'm going to be showing you how I revamped this office space. I have for the longest time wanted a space where I can actually work and do all the things creative, and I've never really had a space like that. So now I've got a few exciting things on the way. For the longest time I've had this channel for about 12 years, and I haven't really done anything super significant with it. I've seen other YouTubers start from scratch and sort of just build up this thing, so I thought, you know what, why not? Now that I'm in a new city, I'm in a new place, and I'm in a new headspace, let's rebuild this channel. Let's start it again, let's do it fresh and see where we go from there. So you would have noticed when I did that sort of flyover, there's a few things here, like I have this massive Amazon package that just came in, I think 2 days ago, which I'm excited to open up. It's actually to help me with my acting stuff. So I will be unboxing that probably towards the end of the video when everything's sort of in place and set up. You'll notice this bad boy. I've actually changed this up quite a bit from my previous video that I made in regards to like acting and all that sort of stuff. I actually got a smaller one. It's I'll go into detail a little bit more about that as well as what I'm going to do with this tabletop, this shelf, and that shelf. The chair for now is going to stay the same until I can obviously get a new one, but from that point on, I'm basically going to make this a studio for me to work. Essentially, I'm going to be dismantling this table today so I can make room for the desk that I did order, which was the sit-stand desk from Space Desk. It was affordable, so I'll go into more detail once that desk is here and once it's all set up.
So dismantling this desk was actually pretty easy. I guess with the glass, that was the only thing I really needed to take care of and be careful with. But placing it against the wall, pretty much drilling out all the screws except for a few threaded ones, and I was able to pretty much put it away and compact it. Now you will notice that I do have a figurine collection as well as my Funko Pops. I wish I could collect more, but unfortunately I haven't lived in a place permanently enough for me to be able to fully collect them. But yes, I do enjoy collecting things.
Okay, so I just had to quickly remove everything from the room. So as you can see, the floor is all clear and everything has been taken out. So essentially this is going to stay, this is going to stay. I'm going to eventually unbox this, but we do still have to wait for the desk, which should be coming in the next hour or so. So in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and basically just tidy up all of this and go from there. Okay, so the table's just arrived, so I'm going to bring it in and I'm going to start assembling it.
So for anyone wondering, I actually got the electric sit-stand gaming desk from Space Desks. I believe they're an Australian company, so it was quite easy to pretty much get it shipped in. It pretty much arrived within a week, and assembling it got a little interesting, but it's very easy to put together.
Okay, so now that I've gotten everything pretty much out of the box, you can see there's all these different pieces for it. I have to assemble basically the frame, and then I'll be able to add the tabletop. But I also, you can add a whole bunch of other things to this. I actually got a cable management kit as well, because, you know, I don't like being messy.
So with this desk, I decided to go a little bit smaller by getting the 120 centimeter wide desk, which is the smallest size. You can go all the way up to 180 centimeters for the sizes. And in terms of the legs, I went with a black one over the white. As you can tell, I went with an all black design just because it does look nice compared to a white backdrop. And I've had a lot of white desks in the past, so I thought I'd switch it up this time. When you're assembling this desk, I'd probably recommend getting some help. As you can tell, I struggled a little bit with keeping the pillars upright, especially screwing everything in by hand. I didn't want to sort of, I didn't have any drill bits, I guess, in terms of the Allen key, so I really had to manually do everything. So I do recommend, as you piece this together, get someone to help you out, just so that when you're tipping the table over and getting it back on its feet, it won't be too hard to do it, because you'll see soon enough that I did it by myself, so I had to sort of slowly do it piece by piece. Now, when you're connecting this rod, I would probably recommend taking your time with it. It does extend quite a bit because you do have to actually adjust the table. Even for the smaller table size, you have to stretch out basically the beam just so that it aligns up with the pre-made sort of screw holes on the tabletop. I didn't know this, so I pretty much set up this whole table as it is right now in the video. But then later on, when I put the tabletop on top, I had to actually dismantle it again just so I could stretch it out so that it would fit perfectly and align with all of those holes. Now, with the cabling, you do get a tray in it. You don't have to actually get the cable management tray, but I did purchase it separate just because it is a much cleaner look. It is quite heavy, so make sure, once again, you have someone to help you out with it. But I do love how they boxed everything. There's a lot of foam, a lot of protection, and the boxes are just well made. It's well taped up, well insulated, so you're not going to see any issues with it as you're setting up the table. And you can see here when I set up the tray, I sort of had 2 trays to help me out. So the cable management on this I expect to be quite good. Now, this is just me testing it to make sure that the cables aren't broken or I didn't do anything wrong. As I mentioned earlier, when you put this tabletop, everything's pretty heavy. I think the heaviest part is the frame, just because it comes in such a small box, but it's also so compact. But yeah, once I put this tabletop on, I realized, oh, the screws don't fit. So I pretty much had to dismantle and stretch it all out again. And you can see me sort of struggling to do that with all the boxes and everything there.
And there you go, I'm all done. There's definitely a few bits and pieces that I need to add in there, and I'll probably do another separate video on that. But essentially everything is all set up and ready to go, and that's it. It's all done. So I'll see you in the next video. Peace.